Hi, and welcome to Paper Root Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today is Throwback Thursday, so I'm taking you back to an album that I started creating in the early 2000s, and I probably finished up around 2017. Okay, so last week we talked about how I was going to scan my oldest son's um, sports pictures from his scrapbook. So I thought I'd continue with that theme and show you the scrapbook I created for my middle son and his sporting adventures. And I have, like I said, the same album from K and Company, and it is a sports themed album, and it came with these stickers to label and then just a little spot to put their picture in. And like my other album, all of my kids' sports albums start with a little page that's all about them being busy little bees. So here he is playing tennis, skating, going to the pool, playing at the park, bowling, playing indoor bowling at Gigi's house, great grandma's house, climbing trees. This one loved climbing trees. He was a danger. So this page has some these would have been like a set that I would have bought together that came with a frame and a title and some border stickers. And then I probably just made these using my Bow Bunny Kirby ruler that I have not gotten rid of because I think it's a useful tool that will become popular again someday. Here we have a paper clip and some bumblebee buttons. Now this would have been one of the pages that I created before I started scrapping in 12 by 12. My photos are cut into funny shapes. He was in a gymnastics class called Jumping Beans, so that's why it says Jumping Beans up here, and I put jelly beans all around. So I just took that layout, stuck it on some 12 by 12 cardstock so it would fit in my album, and then I put the word gymnastics along the side using those peel and tear letters that come on like a post-it note. And then what else? I think that's about it for that. Here we go with some soccer pictures. Here again with the team photo, we need to get those scanned in the computer. Actually, I think these are all pre-digital because this would have been 2002, yeah. So again, sports layouts are great for smaller photos because a lot of the pictures you take of your kids are from far away. So when you see those sketches you want to use that have the teeny tiny photos, sports is a good place to go. So here is his soccer from 2004, his team photo and his individual photo, and this was a collection from Close to My Heart way back in the day, and it even came with little die cuts. And then I had some soccer stickers. This was cut from the original Cricut, the 6 by 12 version. This is another Close to My Heart collection. I can't remember what it was called. It had lots of bright colors. This was the alpha that came with it. These stickers came with it. So I didn't write much on here, just Josh Gymnastics. Felt like that was all I really needed. I did put the year. I was like, I should have at least put the year. I did. It's all good. He loved gymnastics. I wished we could have afforded to continue that, but as it got competitive, it got out of our family budget. So here's another soccer layout. I can't remember where these papers were from, but I love them. I still love them. When I look at them, I'm like, this is really cool paper. I like it. So this one had a soccer ball. And like I said, these were pretty normal for me. I mostly exclusively scrapped 2-page layouts back at this time. So here's another one. This would have been another Karen Foster Designs collection. We got some brads happening, and yeah, swimming lessons. I don't know where I got swim paper from, but it's pretty cool. There's also some stickers on here. This is a border sticker. He also went to circus camp. So I thought that I wasn't sure where to put this layout, but I really wanted to include it. And this was the best place I thought I could put it because he learned so much at this camp. Like, look at him, riding a unicycle, stilts, trapeze. He was, like, had so much fun, learned so much there. Here's all the kids and his little certificate. And for that I had like circus rub-ons, like a 12 by 12 rub-on sheet, and so I just used those and some cardstock to scrap this. This is the image from their t-shirts that was on one of the advertisements, so I photocopied it onto green cardstock and used it in my scrapbook page. And this is more of those rub-ons across. And then this is more baseball. I don't know where this baseball paper and stuff is from. Here are some more baseball buttons. Again, with the tiny photos, perfect for sports because you take them from so far away. More swimming lessons. These were all taken kind of from above, but it's so hard to take pictures in a pool, isn't it? So I don't know where this swimming paper is from either, but this is a sticker, this is a sticker, here's a Brad, more stickers. This, I think, was from K & Company as well. So the same people who made this book made these papers. Excuse me. So I think I still actually have some of these letters somewhere in my box of boy stuff. I just remember seeing them when I was looking for something for Quentin's album. So then here we have some dimensional stickers. I don't know if those were K & Company as well, but it looks like they're from the same collection. So I'm going to say yes. And some tags. This soccer paper was from the same collection as the basketball one that I just showed you. Looks like this title is from Cricut Cut. And then some more of those K & Company dimensional stickers. Volleyball, one of those more difficult sports to find paper for volleyball, but there is things out there. Basketball, I think this was Cricut, this was Cricut. These were stickers from Creative Memories that I just mounted on cardstock and cut out. This is another one of those big epoxy things that I told you I had that I would put on patterned paper and then cut it out to make an embellishment. This is the same paper, I think, as this. Just photos across the center again. Now this is where I started going more like one-page layout. So like this is junior boys volleyball. And I think this is basketball. So they're not the same. Yeah. And then here's another one, lots of tiny photos. So when you get those sketches or you're in a class and you need to scrapbook something small, those sports photos are perfect for that. Because you don't have to really zoom in, you just cut them small, right? There we go. This is another Cricut Cut title. And these are soccer ball brads. This is a chipboard piece. It's more of this swimming paper that I have no idea where it came from, but here are those epoxy pieces that I put on the paper and cut out to make my own embellishments. There's ribbon on this one and some brads, and this title was just on the paper that I cut out. Now here is a title and some embellishments. I must have got my Cricut cartridge that was sports specific, because this is, can't remember what it was called, but yeah. And then basketball again, we got some basketball ribbon. These are some more of those creative memory pieces that I just stuck on cardstock and then cut out. This is a Cricut cut piece that I was experimenting with and ended up keeping it as an embellishment. Chipboard piece, and these are just cut out from a different paper. Now then he started this sport, fencing, also out of my budget. So He did stick with it for a really long time, and we worked our tails off to pay for it. Mostly my husband worked his tail off to pay for it. But we couldn't get him to the level he should have been. He had the ability to probably make it to the Olympics, but we didn't have the money. And yeah, it's expensive. It's an expensive sport. The equipment's expensive. If you go to the national level, you have to buy all new equipment. It was plus the travel, plus the hotels, food. We just, yeah. Anyway, he loved it. He did great at it. He would show up at a tournament and upset some of the more competitive kids that trained 7 days a week, because he really only showed up twice a week, because he played his other sports. He still loved volleyball, basketball, soccer, still loved his team sports. Anyways, I just took this off of his team website. This is the Red Deer Fencing Club emblem, and I just printed it onto white cardstock and cut it out. So when your kids are in these odd sports like fencing, and there are no scrapbook supplies available for a sport like fencing, I just went with like the generic athlete embellishments, papers. So this is a Bella Boulevard sporting collection. That's what I scrapbooked this with, and I think I used it quite a bit in his album. Football. He only played football for 1 year, so I tried to get all the football embellishments I owned onto this one layout. So how's that? Yeah, and of course all the pictures from so far away, because the football field is so big. And he never did let me take a picture of him up front. He found me very embarrassing at this time. In the gym, I could get up closer. And also, I worked at the school he went to, so I'd be like, come sit in my classroom, and after everybody's gone, we'll go back to the gym and take a picture of you. He couldn't escape me. Whereas at football, he would just like take off. Be like, yeah, no. So this is actually, because I worked at his school at the time, this was my keychain, and at some point our employer realized that it's a bad idea to have keys to the school on keychains that tell us where they belong. So they made us take them all off. And so I repurposed mine into his scrapbook pages. And these were something called wolf tags, that if they played on the team, they got a tag. And they were supposed to keep them on like a thing. I don't know. It was kind of like supposed to be some, like, collect all the things to be a big, you know, be very involved in your school community. But I don't know that it ever really took. But I used to enjoy them as scrapbooking embellishments. So here's another one of those cut titles from the cricket. Journaling on a tag. These interesting long bar brads and some twine on there. And then this is I had a whole sticker sheet of 2011 that I got from a clearance section, and I hadn't scrapbooked 2011, but 2011 had passed, and so I just used them in all kinds of things. Basketball layout. I don't know where this stuff is from. If I had to guess, I would say again, Karen Foster. She was my sporting hero. Ski club. So here's another one of those collectible tags that they used to get from the school. So he went to ski club with his school and learned to ski, which, by the way, caused a rift in our family because my oldest son wanted to go to ski club and learn how to snowboard, and at the time we couldn't pay for it, so he didn't go. And he was like, oh, we couldn't pay for me to go, we can pay for Josh to go to ski club. But you know, as you get older, you make more money. And anyway, kids, hey, always comparing. So here's another one of those difficult to find sporting activities, badminton. So he was big into badminton, played on, he and this girl played together for quite a few years. They did really well together. They were a great team. It was nice. I didn't really enjoy watching badminton, but I did like watching them play together. They did a really good job. Here is his soccer. This particular year of soccer was pretty much all entirely in the rain. So we took pictures of ourselves watching soccer, rain or shine, because it felt like we were always sitting in the rain. So this one has brads, cricket cut title, painted chipboard pieces, more tags, letter stickers, a brad, a little bit more layering happening here. So he took this picture himself of his shirt, his medal, his shoes, and his soccer ball. He's actually quite creative with a camera. I enjoy when he chooses to take photos, which he doesn't very often. Here is a volleyball. I used up almost an entire volleyball sticker sheet on this one because I realized that my next son was probably not going to enjoy volleyball as much as his brothers did. So I was like, use up all the volleyball things. Stickers. I had stickers of Brandon and Joshua's names. Again, with that sticker sheet thing, I think I got it where I got the 2011 stickers. And so I put their names on all kinds of stuff, which I often try to get their name on there anyways. But especially with sporting layouts, like what can I say? Joshua played volleyball. He was in grade 9. Like, okay, good. Yeah, so, yeah. And then more basketball. And this is, yep, don't remember where this stuff is from either. Thought I knew, but I don't. So here's another one of those instances where I just used that generic Bella Boulevard, what do you call it? Scrapbook athlete paper, just all about sports, because he reffed for a while, basketball. And then here he is again with the skiing. And here's another one that's just about being your best self, which is another great way to scrapbook sports that are uncommon. So I don't have any fencing, you know, embellishments or whatever, but here it says, you know, athletic, no pain, no gain, and A is for awesome. And this was a page kit. So I really like how that one came out too. And just like, he won so many medals that year. His coach kept telling me he could go to the Olympics. I'm like, yeah, no, he cannot. This is a giant, it was like just a big soccer ball that was like 11 inches big that I just put on here and cut off, and it's just like cut off on the edge of the paper. Anyway, yeah, he wasn't as competitive in soccer, but he still enjoyed playing, so he played City League. Basketball, more skiing. He loved skiing, especially with like when he'd go on ski club with his school. He enjoyed that. So like I said before, that's not it, because my 2 younger boys required more because partly because of digital photography, but also I think because they went to my middle school, so I took more pictures of them because I was there for their sporting events, whereas my other son, I had a hard time getting to his sporting events. And I also think that like this guy especially, he competed more, so he went to more competitions and he was on more teams and played more sports at one time. So here's his high school basketball career. His team did really well. They also went to provincials, just like my oldest son. Fencing provincials. He was supposed to go to Westerns this year. We couldn't afford to send him. It was too expensive. Volleyball. He played volleyball for a couple of years in high school, but didn't play in grade 12. So there's that. This is again the a big sticker. This volleyball net is like a giant sticker. I don't know where I got these things, but anyway, they were in my stash. Some more volleyball stickers. Here's his pass. So when they went to provincials, they had to like wear this so that they could get in and out without paying. Parents had to pay. If you wanted to watch your child compete, you had to pay to get in. That's it with a lot of sports. I find that so strange. Again, with the generic sports, this one I used volleyball paper because this is his volleyball team. But for an athletic banquet, just the generic sports stuff would be great. That's what I used for here and here. I also wanted to include this because although it's not like a competitive sport where he wasn't on a team, this kid loves fishing. He would sit all day fishing, which I don't get. I'm like, I'll take you to the river. I can read a book for about an hour and then we're going home. Like, I don't know. Anyway, he was also on the curling team. And curling is hard stuff to find too, but I think Canadians, you know, they love curling. So it's around. Adults here curl mostly, but he loved the curling team. They had so much fun together. This is another one of those cricket titles that was actually on my cartridge, and then I found curling paper. Imagine what? No fencing paper though. Again with the basketball. So I was excited to find this basketball paper because it was yellow, and their team colors were yellow and blue. And so I had bought all the things from this collection because I was like, yellow, yes. There wasn't much there, but I bought it all. Here again with the basketball, I got basketball ribbon here and some basketball brads, a basketball paper that I cut up into like words, the words as embellishments. Yeah. And then here is where he started to learn how to dunk. And he's only 5'11", so this was a pretty big feat for him. I think his knees are much worse off for it as an adult, but he was pretty darn proud of himself. And so were we. We loved watching him play. I never did catch a dunk in a game, but these are warm-up pictures. And his team would cheer him on. It was great. This is when they won zones, and they get to all take a turn cutting the net off when you win zones. So they each snip a piece of the net, and then they get to take the net with them. And then they went to provincials. Here is his love of ping pong when we got a ping pong table downstairs. Again, not the kind of sport that you can really find a lot of things for, but I found a title. What? I know. And brads for ping pong. Crazy. Him and his brother did a mud run. So this went into his book, but by the time they went on the mud run, I was finished Brandon's sports album. So this is just in Josh's album. Here's some more curling. I thought, how Canadian of me to have my Timmies sitting at the curling rink. Yeah. It's one of my favorite pictures. It just says so much about my life. Here are some professional photos we had done of him for fencing and basketball around the time of his graduation. This is all pocket cards. This was an idea I got from Crafty Jen Scow. If you go on her Use It or Lose It playlist, you'll find a layout video for this idea. I love this so much. And then this one, just kind of like about his last season and what that meant. And just some tournaments that they went to, what position he played. Again, cutting down the net in his grade 12 year so that he could go to provincials. They were zone champs again. 4A provincials was a pretty big deal. And Josh hit a 3-pointer. He was, yeah, he turned the game around. They were very excited. They did not win provincials though, but that was one of his skills, is that he would just, they'd be down a bit and he'd start throwing up 3-pointers. But he was too small to play college ball, so he never did. And then he was invited to play on the All-Star team, which was kind of exciting. So that was something different in his album as well. More with the ski club. And then I put a little thing here on how basketball is not just a sport for our kids. It's like how my boys spend time with their dad. And this is the athletic banquet. And again with like the generic sports sheets, right, that have all the sports on it. The awards he won, and I put memorabilia in there, tickets and whatever. So there we have it. That is my album share for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you are having a great day. Please click that like button and give me thumbs up if you enjoyed my video. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, it would make my day to have you as a subscriber. Just click the subscribe button and be sure to hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when a new video goes up. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.